Alright, good morning ASM. Hello. I am Onel. I'm here with Crimson Sea. I'm just going to get started. We're a little bit behind.
Timing start?
No, not yet. Alright, be when I press A here. So, timing start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty, Crimson Sea here is an old 2002 Xbox game. It's basically an anime in a game, is the best way I can describe it. I'm just going to say straight off the offset, I'm 99% sure this is going to be an invalid run for something that I will describe in a bit. It's basically sci-fi fantasy anime third-person action shooter. Alright, just a quick explanation of this run and the category I'm doing. What I'm doing is playing the G Squad mode category, which is the easy difficulty of the game. Technically it's a secret difficulty, which you only unlock after dying a bunch in the normal difficulty. And I choose this because, well, it's easy and it's the quickest difficulty to play on. And also because I get a free weapon right at the start, which makes a lot of the early games very quick. Basic story of this game is that we are Sher, the leader of a private detective agency, and then we've been recruited by the IAG, a group of intergalactic agents to try and keep peace in the galaxy against the threat of the mutants, this weird alien species which are going around and killing people. So this mission, going around and clearing out all the enemies in the level. In this case, I've got to be careful not to get too high of a combo. Hit combo down in the bottom there. How many enemies and kill in a quick, short time. Oop. Almost left you behind. And I want to make sure that stays under 20 for this mission. Oh, I missed one. Where are you? Wait, did I? No? Wait, where are you? What? Wait, what the hell? Where's the last one? Oh, this is weird. Never had this before. I don't know where he went. Don't miss the enemy in that room like that. Well, basically in this level, in addition to clearing out all the enemies here, we're gathering the members of our squad, G Squad. So we've got Yanquin, a buddy at the detective agency, but we've also now just recruited Kekak. Allies will be very useful for taking out enemies. So another area I have to be careful with my combo rating. Okay, good. Pretty much good on combo now. I don't want to get a perfect combo rating because I don't want to get a perfect bonus on this level, and that's the easiest thing to control while maintaining that. Yep. be very careful not to leave any enemies behind here, because we are going to backtrack to get them all. Right, now we just found our third member of G Squad, Buron. We've assembled our squad and ready to continue. Last one, that should be it. Yes, good. Didn't miss any. Now we have the boss of this stage. It's relatively easy. That's good. Volcano. And he's gone. And good. No perfect ranked. If you get a perfect S on every single one of those statistics at the end level, you get a bonus reward. I'll just explain that a little bit once I get to the level where that's relevant on. Right now we have a bit of an auto-scroller-ish level, Lipton Plant, where it's basically just a gigantic horde battle. Fortunately, we get a Vulcan, which is a machine gun to deal with all of these enemies. This takes a really long time, so basically, hosts, if you can, feel free to just jump in with donations if you feel like it. This is going to take quite a while to get through.
Alright. So, for anyone who just tuned in, welcome to AusSpeedruns Marathon 2024. We are raising money for Game on Cancer. It's a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research to make this the last generation to die from cancer. And we also want to remind people about the upcoming donation incentives and bid wars. So for this, coming up pretty soon, in about 2.5 hours, we have this. We have the Undertale speedrun, where we have a bid war to choose between the left or right gang, where you could choose whether to go left or right in the purple soul phase of the Photoshop Flowy fight. Currently, we have the left leading at $15. So anyone on the right gang in chat, try to beat that one. And the second incentive that is also coming up rather soon is the Shrek and Fiona donation incentive in Dragon's Dogma Dark Horizon run. The run is going to start rather soon as well, in like about 3.5 hours. And we have a $500 donation goal to match for that one. So, chat, anyone who wants to see in the creator creation, anyone who want to see Shrek and Fiona being made, donate that. Feel free to donate on that goal. And again, it's coming up pretty soon. It's only 3.5 hours. Back to you, on L.
Alright. Well, how I normally need what I do to optimize the clearing of this level. So it's not just enemies. There's a set number of waves, and they spawn in a unique fashion. There's certain areas where they spawn in, like right here at the base, you can see more enemies are spawning in. But there's a set number of how many they'll spawn in, like right here on this spot. Once I kill enough enemies, they'll stop spawning in there, and I'll have to go over to the other side. So, how I usually clear it is I slowly progress from left to right, clearing out the enemies of that location. But another thing I also have to keep wary of is my weapon energy. There's a small bar underneath the green bar, that is my health in the bottom left, that's my weapon energy. As long as I keep firing, that'll keep draining. And if it bottoms out, my weapon will be overheated, and I'll have to wait for the entire bar to refill again. I can prove that by equipping better generators to my weapon, but I also got to keep an eye on it. That's why I always start using my melee attack when it gets super low. Try to keep the maximum uptime of weapon attacks and enemies taken out as best I can. Basically, I just want to be firing and taking out enemies non-stop. So if I overheat, that's downtime. So we've got to swap to melee to give my energy time to recharge, so I can keep the uptime of gun firing as much as I possibly can. You get a crazy amount of combos in this level with the sheer amount of enemies that here. I think my record's like over like 600 enemies hit. You get like a health orb for every 50, which helps me stay alive in this level. Let's see, my gun just overheated then, and I had to wait a bit. Alright, this is the last part of the generator to fall back, and it means it's the last wave. It's also the biggest wave, and they'll be coming from pretty much every direction. I need to keep moving while I'm at it. If I stand still, I risk being knocked over like that by attacks. If being knocked over like that, I could take big hit stun and just causes just downtime for being able to attack. Do want to take a little bit of damage during this mission because I don't want to get it perfect on this level either, and health is the easiest one to manage in this level. Right, nearly done, the waves are thinning out. Should be just this wave a few more times, and then there'll be lipped implant done. There we go, that's lipped implant. So that's the first few set of levels, and now we're finally getting to the main hub of the game, the IAG headquarters. This is where the game really opens up a bit, because we get a shop to buy weapons at. We get to start picking our own levels to go to from a set. We also get access to a very unique power. We're going to buy some better upgrades for our gun, better generator, which gives better capacity and recharge rate, and a better effector, which increases the gun power and energy efficiency of my weapon. But while we're here, we're also going to go over to this lab over here, where we get to meet a very unique person called Tabla Siku. He's called, what is known as an archomusicologist who studies sound waves. And he reveals that Sure is not just a human, he's a Viper, a special genetically engineered human who can manipulate these sound waves into an ability called Near-Psionics. And these make him extremely powerful. But we're not going to be using them in quite a few levels, it's only in a few select situations. Starting off with the first set of these levels is the UNA-controlled area, which is an escort mission. We've got to escort this guy, the president of the planet, out of this dangerous area. And kinda sucks, as most escort missions do. He's alright for the most part, he automatically moves along a set path, and I have to just push him every now and then, but a lot of things like to get him stuck. If enemies come near him, he'll start crouching down, fetal position, and refuse to move until I push him. If you accidentally shoot him, he'll be he'll be hit stunned for quite a bit, so you want to avoid that. Basically, we just want to keep on top of him as much as possible and keep pushing him whenever we can. Try to avoid anything scaring him. Make sure he's moving at all times. As things hit him, he'll be stunned like that. You can free to read some donations as I push through this area.
Alright, so we have a $15 donation from Formatsky with the comment, "Right gang." And so obviously that goes to the Undertale incentive for the Left or Right Gang bid war, which is now tied at $15. And again, also would like to remind everyone of the upcoming Dragon's Dogma incentive, where you could see Shrek and Fiona being made on the character creation mode. Right, back to you, Arnel.
Not the best room right there. And a few bugs. Right here we've got the maze room coming up. He didn't take that. Oh, he did. Good. Okay, so this room is weird. Because the president likes to take different paths through this maze depending on how close you are to him. So we want to kind of strategically go back and forth between close to him and far away from him, depending on where we want him to move. There's also these dudes all over. We've got to make sure we clear them out. So yeah, that was actually the quickest path we could have gotten him to take, and it's just in time for this global cycle. Fantastic. Very rare that I've actually managed to get that. This moving platform is a global cycle. Yeah, and it's the quickest way to get across this area, which is good because this path is actually, pushing the president here is actually, he's not on a fixed path anymore, he's like free roam push. So it's very careful where I move to get him off here. We got past that area in record time. And now he's back on a set path. So what we actually want to do is run ahead of him and clear out this area to make it the easiest way to get through. We're going to have to push him up this big slope. I'm going to go up ahead of him, trigger these spawns, these enemies, and just clear them out. There'll be a dialogue box when he eventually gets to where I need to push him. When I see that, I'll just drop back down and start pushing him. Which is that one. Most of those guys out of the way. start pushing him up. Fastest way to do it is to dash into him to push him up, but that's actually a bit risky. Especially with all these bugs around, because we can accidentally push him off the edge and make him fall down all the way to the end. Or we can miss him and we ourselves could fall down to the end. Can't really move while falling, so if you fall, it's all the way down to the end. You can't catch yourself on a lower level. So we've got to be very careful of how we push him. Almost got him. Alright, this is the end right here. Just gonna pick up a medic here for safety. We got one for free earlier, but just be easier for marathon safety. So that's that level, owner controlled area. Very long, drags on a bit. Alright, the upcoming stage is 10 Spaceport. With that, I can talk a bit about perfect ranks. Now, at the end of every stage, we have an end level conversion for how well we did, and that depends on how well we took, how quickly we completed the level, how much damage we took beating the level, how many enemies we killed, how big of a chain that we got killing the enemies, and a special objective for the level, which is unique to every one, which can vary between keeping your teammates alive or with a special objective. Like the previous level, it's how much HP was left to the president. This level here, 10 Spaceport, is pretty much the easiest level to get a perfect rank in. And if you get an S rank on every single one of those, you'll get a reward. Thing is, it's not really the easiest to determine what you get from them, because depending on quite a few things, you can get different perfect rewards, which includes what set of levels you got them on, like in the first level or these set of levels here, now that we've gotten control, how many perfect rewards we've already gotten on a save file. It determines which ones you get. Now, this level is, as I said, this is extremely easy to get an S rank on, so we use it to gain what we want to be the first perfect reward, which is a level 3 weapon called the Leviathan 3. Because weapons come in ranks, which is 1, 2, and 3, and you're only supposed to get level 3 weapons right near the end of the game. So getting one this early in the game is insanely good, and it's basically a huge disc 1 nuke. I mean, you use it to quickly kill quite a lot of bosses. However, I've discovered a few things about it which makes getting that reward a bit difficult. One of the biggest sticking points I couldn't figure out for the longest time was something about how the save files work with getting perfect rewards. And, well, considering that, it also ties into how playing a new game on this, game works. Because whenever I start the game, since I completed this difficulty, it always goes to like G Squad mode EX, which is kind of like New Game Plus. The only thing it really keeps is how much money you have. However, there's been a problem which I think I figured out since when I last ran this game at DreamHack during our last event. That is, the New Game Plus file, it has its own like special hidden save file, I'd describe it as, where it keeps track of what you had in the last time you played this difficulty. Thing is, I've pretty much maxed out like all the money I can get for the save files, all 99999. And I think because that I've done that, I've kind of made the game go in an error, and it's no longer resetting everything every time that I start this game, which means I am 99% certain once I clear this level and with a perfect rank, what I'll be getting is not the Leviathan 3, which is the first perfect reward, but instead the Meteor Crash, which is the second reward. I said earlier that I am certain that this is going to be an invalid run, and that's why. And since it's tied to the save file... Oh, let's see if I get it. So that's all the perfects. And I got Meteor Crash 1, that's what I thought. So yeah, like I said earlier, I thought this was going to be an invalid run, and it is. Fortunately, I have a backup save for this very purpose, which has the Leviathan 3 unlocked. So I'm not going to be getting any records of this run, unfortunately, but it still hopefully is going to be a good showcase of what I can do in this game. And I would have fixed it before this marathon run. However, as I also said earlier, G-Squad mode is like a hidden difficulty which is unlocked by dying quite a lot of times on the normal difficulty. And I just simply didn't have the time before my marathon run when I discovered what was causing this issue. Now, Archigato military plant. This is also kind of an auto-scroller on a more literal sense because we're literally on a auto-scrolling platform going through this factory. The objective is to collect 130 waveform pieces and reach the end. Don't want those robot enemies to go into the ground like that. The only breakpoints that we have is we need to kill all the enemies as quickly as possible to continue moving forward. So basically we just want to kill them as quickly as we can. To help with this, it's best that I'm using strafe mode, so the camera doesn't turn as I move. Because the camera doesn't move with the right stick, it moves as you turn left and right. So the camera controls are really awkward, so that's why I use strafe mode to just lock in the camera so I'm always facing this direction and can still move left and right. Okay, so we've got 130 pieces, so that's all that we need, which means we can just start dashing forward to the end. Another area, we've just got to quickly take out all these enemies. This point here where the road is completely straight, we're just going to dash to the end. And this last corridor before the boss. Now here we're going to equip Leviathan 3 and show you just how quickly it can take out a boss at this early in the game. Oh. If I could get a beat on it, that is. This gun basically works like the Mega Man Mega Buster. You charge up a shot, take up a bunch of energy, and release it for massive damage. Unfortunately, that guy's tentacles like to get in the way and take the shot. But it only took 2 hits to kill that boss. So it's amazing that we have such a strong weapon this early in the game. Now for this last of these set of missions is Daltine Mine. We have to travel around this mine and finding certain enemies to kill because they've absorbed the waveform of this local area. There's 26 enemies in total. We've got 15 minutes to collect at least 16. The problem is, the level doesn't end once we hit 16. It'll only end either once the timer goes out fully, or we collect all 26 pieces. So, even though the technical objective is 16, we want to collect all 26 as quickly as we can to end the level. And it's basically one giant maze that you need to traverse through to find everything, but once you play it a few times, you realize all of these enemies are actually in set locations. They don't vary that much. So once you've memorized the general layout of this area and know where all these jellyfish are, you basically... it's a lot easier than you think to clear through this level. Even though it probably gave first-time players of this level hell trying to find them all. That's that path done. I'm gonna try to ignore the rest of those guys because they don't matter. They'll just keep forever respawning and not what we're worried about. Also pick up some stones here which will act as keys to some doors later in the level. I suppose you quickly fit in a donation or two if you got it, since I'm backtracking here.
Alright, I want to remind everyone of the upcoming incentives coming up soon. Again, so we have 2 incentives coming up soon. We have the Dragon's Dogma incentive of having Shrek and Fiona being made in the character creation. So we have a $500 goal to met, and the run is coming up in about 3 hours. So anyone want to see that epic showcase of the character creation? Yeah, get your donation right now. And also for the upcoming run in like about less than 2 hours, we have the Undertale Left and Right Gang Bit War. So at the moment, both Left and Right gangs are tied at $15. So anyone want to see one of them win against the other one? Yeah, donate right now. Back to you, Anel.
Like, see here, we've just gotten our 16th waveform piece, yet the level's not over. That shows we need to get all the enemies if we want to clear the level. So we've used the redstone to find the yellow stone behind this here. Now we're going to just backtrack out of this area and go back up to the surface, because there's not only a second entrance there, but it's where the blue door is. We have to basically comb the entirety of this area, because even though these jellyfish roam around a bit, there's some set areas where they're limited to roaming, so we need to find precisely that area, and that involves going through those doors. We can also check in some areas, see that, nope, that's not there. Sometimes I like to roam around that area. Sometimes they like to come out here. Use the blue stone here. So that's the ones in there. I've got 6 more left. That brings us back down to this area here where we've been earlier. Not that much, let's just do a little bit of backtracking, but it leads us back to where the last stone door is, the yellow door. Which lets us get the last 3 waveform pieces. Careful not to fall off the edge here, because I've done that before. 5, and that one there should be the last. 26. 8:40, that's decent time for Adultine Mine. Alright, now that we've gathered up those waveforms, finding out that something's stirring up the mutons even more than usual, so we've been tasked to go find other archaeomusicologists around the system to get what is known as ultimate sound, which would be granting us new neo-psionic abilities. Some of them will be very helpful, some of them not so much. To do that, we're going to buy at Vulcan Mark II, which is an improvement on the first Vulcan. Also going to buy a better generator. Don't care about the special effects that some of them have, we just want raw energy capacity and recharge rate. Because we want to be firing our gun as much and as quickly as possible. First area is Malaganda Bridge, which is basically 3 sections of wave fighting. We're on our own this time, but we've got a new gun, and it's also a level where we're going to be using Blast Sphere, our neo-psionic power, a bunch to clear out enemy waves. That's the first wave. This is Blast Sphere, our neo-psionic power. Very powerful explosive radius. Unfortunately, despite its power, it does have a bit of a wind-up period, so we want to try and not use it unless it's like one of the best things to do for the situation. That's the second one. Now get to the third wave. I'm going try and avoid the projectiles from those enemies at the back because since they're the large enemies, they have powerful hit stun on their attacks. I want to avoid hit stun because that stops up weapon uptime. I suppose I've also talked about weapons aiming system. Aiming system in this game is also it works in two ways, what I like to call soft and hard lock. Soft lock is just basic locking onto an enemy at close when it's kind of like in front of you. Symbol appears over an enemy, you'll automatically fly towards that enemy. Hard lock though, so you lock onto an enemy like that, and you'll keep the camera directly focused on them. And it won't change either, so you can keep focusing on one enemy. Now we have the boss. We'll re-equip the Leviathan 3. And use it to take down this boss. Kuwake Tyrant. It takes a while to defeat this boss, but Leviathan 3 takes away a lot of the major effort. Deals major damage with each hit. And that's that boss. And as a reward for this level, we get a new Near-Psionic ability called Protection. And it is the best Near-Psionic weapon, or Near-Psionic, because once we rank it up to level 3, whenever we use it, we get at least 15 seconds of invulnerability. Being invulnerable is very, 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 very useful. Here, we've just basically got a point-to-point progression this level. Basically, the archaeomusicologist guy doesn't want to talk to us, so we've got to chase him down. But he's also being chased by another member of the IAG at the same time. So we got to get to him first. And his squad is going to keep trying to shoot at us while we're at it. Whenever we see fire appear at the bottom, we kind of just want to jump, because that's when they're about to shoot at us. And if we get hit by them, we'll be stunned for a bit. So we just don't want to be hit. Now, the archaeomusicologist Gameron, the guy we're chasing, he goes from... his locations are fixed, so I know where he's going right after every teleport. It does leave a slight trail in the direction where he's moving, so you can see where he's trying to go, but sometimes it's really difficult to notice. There. Alright, that was really smooth. Now we get to the boss, the Thorn Chain. Basically, it's a gigantic chain of flying insects flying in a line together, which makes it a prime target for Blast Sphere. The more we hit it, the more it breaks apart. So big AoE attacks like Blast Sphere and rapid fire weapons like the Vulcan are extremely useful for taking out this boss. Which way is it going? Ah, it's going that way. Okay, that was a really good Ethereal City. Very good. That was under 3 minutes. And for that mission, we get Sonic Aura, which is basically a spike shield, which damages anything that tries to touch us. It's not needed for this run, unfortunately. Last Neosonic power we get is Cure, which is basically a heal spell, which is extremely useful. It's the best healing in the game. Mostly because A, you don't have to go through so much menuing to get it, and B, it also heals your allies. Now, for this level, it's basically a game of hot and cold. You've got 25 invisible enemies on this map who explode. The basis is you've got to find them all and kill them before they self-destruct and detonate this town. However, they all are in fixed positions. So if you know where they are, it's easy to take them out. Recently, I actually dropped like a physical map of this area and routed out a very precise pathing to take through this area. This is one over there. And cut down the time that I took on this mission. Oh, god damn it. Saw you, moved away. We also picked up a new item, a weapon item, in this stage called the Triamp. God damn it. And it's what's causing this my gun to shoot even more rapidly than before. Makes this Vulcan extremely powerful. Oh, no, you're right in front of me. So normally you're supposed to use your radar in the bottom left to determine how close you are to an invisible enemy. And you basically play a game hot and cold to find out where they are. There's a bunch of other enemies on this stage though that will try to trick you with the positions on the radar, but with the route that I drew out, you'd be coming across where they are. Also means it's important to take out any other enemy that appears so that you don't mess with your radar. Oh, you're over there. Is there another one? No. Hopefully I got all the ones in that corner. Whenever I miss one of the enemies on this stage, it's always in that one corner there, so I hope I didn't miss them. There's one right down the end here. Oh, there's one right there. Yeah. I think the other one is over here. Oh, wait, no, it's right in front of me. Alright, so... Wait, no, that's not the path I take. I go around here. There's one right here. One in this little nook right here. Useful effect of that triumph that I got earlier is that it makes those giant metal golem enemies stagger when I shoot them, which makes it easier to take them out. There's one right here. Take you out so you don't stop messing with my radar. There's an enemy right over there. I saw him moving. Oh, he just smacked me. You're right there. Which means the last few should be right up here. Yep, there's one right there. Last one should be right down here. Yeah, there you are.
Good. It looks.
There we go. That's all 25. I saved at least 2 minutes when I first rounded out that mission to get that, because before I was just kind of guesstimating, searching semi-knowingly. I decided to sit down and just draw an entire map of that area in MS Paint and mark down all their locations. Okay, so now that we've gotten all of those, next mission is to find one more archaeomusicologist who was kept off the records for us for some reason. We want to get the Volcano 2 and the Near Matrix. And we also want to go and get level 3 cure. Fortunately, we can't dash while we're inside the HQ, which we could and make moving around a lot easier. Okay, so Desiree Valley. This stage is intended to be like a big, long marathon. There's tons of enemies. You're supposed to fight your way through it because now you've got your full set of team members. Because I didn't mention it earlier, but we got a new team member, Shami, her role was to collect all the sound waves for us when we were going around earlier. Now we've gotten this level, Diaz, who just joined our team because she felt like it. But you don't actually have to fight any of the enemies on this stage. You can just run right past them. So, we don't need to fight, we won't fight. Just gonna run right to the end of the stage, avoid all the enemies, go right to the boss instead. Always get clipped by that guy. That's the boss arena. I'm gonna swap to Leviathan 3, and we're going to put on protection. And we're going to try and kill this enemy as fast as we can. What we want to do... pop protection here. Lock onto the boss. And start shooting. You can hear all the things from the protection shielding us. We put on protection so we don't get hit by the smaller enemies that the boss summons. And that, if we did, they'll break our lock on, And so once we have protection up, we keep ourselves shielded so we can maintain the lock on the boss and just kill it in 3 big shots. So the archaeometalurgist there tells us that because we're a VPub, we're basically genetically going to die soon because genetic engineering is not really that good. He still gives us the death ray neuropsionic, but once we come back, we found that Tabula Seeker, the guy at base, has gone missing. So when we're trying to find him, we go to the Commodore ruins here and we find Ekdal, which is a major hero of the IAG, in fact trying to execute all the civilians here because there's mutants disguised as them. And they wanted to put them down. So to try and avoid executing all the civilian population here, we've got to play yet another game of hot and cold. We have to use our radar to determine which one of these enemies is the aliens hiding in some. You're it. So basically, to find out, we need to dash around the area until we get a ping on our radar, like so. And we need to get as close to it as we can till the rings basically overlap. I think it's this guy. Yeah, it is. We've got to find and kill the 10 aliens hiding out. No, it's not those guys, it's one of these. I think it might be you. Yes, it is. Ah, boy. All hiding in a big group. Okay, so once they're hiding in a big group like this, I need to basically just shove them out. So it's not you. It's not you. Not you either. Is it you? Yes, it is. Basically, I can tell because once the red circle basically critically overlines with the red dot in the middle, I'm literally standing right next to him. So when I see the ring moving away, I know that's not the guy. You. Is it you? No, it's not. Is it you? No, it's not. Is it you? Yes, it is. Okay, there's a few on the other end of this wall. There's 2 of them right there. This is going to make this tricky. I think you're one of them. Yes, it is. Be careful not to shoot the other guys. So I get one wrong, they'll transform into a really powerful enemy, and I don't want to bother with that. I think you're the other one, yes. Got 3 left. One of them's in this group. Is it you? No, it's not. I think it's you. I was right. Okay, 2 left. One left. Where have you gone? I think I've missed one in the previous area. Where have you gone? Where is it? gone? Oh, hold on. It's around here. Aha! Here we are. It's one of these guys. It's not you. You, I think it's you. There we go. Alright, now that all the hidden aliens are done, we've lured out the big boss. I'm gonna swap to Volcano 2. I'm gonna blast him. Now we're going to use protection. Basically so we could just stand still and unload into this guy. Alright, unfortunately that's protection done, so we've got to be a little bit more mindful of the attacks now. Ah! And that's that boss. I think that might have also been a perfect. It was! Let's see if I can get the special reward. That's just BP level, not further enough in the levels to get it. Because we actually want to get 2 more perfect ranks in the later levels of the game, because they give us the Giga Blaster and the Ultimate Core, which is the best effector and generator for our weapons. Which makes them extremely powerful. So we're following Tableau Siku's lead to a planet called Menzo Merso. It seems that Ekdol is heading there too, so we've got to find them and find out what the hell's going on. Unfortunately, there's a very sizable muton problem there. As we find out in the tunnel over here, there's lots of them hiding out here. And the gimmick of this stage is that you're supposed to fight your way through to the end, but you got to watch your fire, because if your shots hit the tunnel wall too much, it'll break. But like when we went to Desiree Valley earlier, we don't have to fight them. We just need to get to the end. So that's what we're going to do. Just going to ignore the enemies as much as we can and just go right to the end. And try to avoid getting hit stunned as much as we can. I'm failing a little bit. Take out some enemies because they're just more annoying than others. Enemies with guns. Nearly at the end. Now we jump down here, we get face to face with my least favorite boss in the game, the Aqua Mercury Queen. This enemy is really annoying to fight. It does tons of damage. Tons. And it's also RNG. Don't touch me. Oh, shit, my allies are nearly dead already. Basically, there's 4 different attacks that it can do. Which is like either be this wave attack where it just leaps about the place, during which it's invulnerable, it can spit out these enemies, which we want to do, and then it can do this tentacle attack thing which tries to grab you and stun you. Don't want to do that attack. Not only does it deal a ton of damage, it's also one of the few attacks in the game that breaks protect. So I can't even protect myself from it. I'd have to avoid it. Fourth one is a spike attack, which happens when you get close. I want that as well because we are able to hit the enemy during that. That was actually a really good Aqua Mercury fight.
I can't.
Surprisingly, that actually went really well. Alright, now we got Mensa Moso 1 and 2 coming up. Which is basically an extermination mission. We've got to run around and defeat all of the mutons. The first one, there's 3 areas where we got to move around and clear out the area. It's like the inner, outer, and middle areas. I'll make sure I don't move through these too quickly. I'm having a habit of missing one of the guys in this area. This level here is where you can really test your movement and dodging. Avoid getting a hit stun. You're going to try and shimmy left and right the best you can. Yeah. Camera controls was really difficult in this. I didn't mention it earlier, but the button to dash is also the button to do a 180 flip. It's one of the quickest ways to move the camera in this game is to do that flip. So, but if you need to be moving as well to do a dash, so if you accidentally don't move enough, you can flip the camera when you're meant to dash, or vice versa. You can put you in a really disorientating position. Just this level has basically the most enemies that have the most hits done in the game. Really makes it really annoying to get through. Basically just got to keep moving, keep shimmying, and do your best to not take too much damage. You! How did I keep missing someone? At least I got on top of you quick. Alright, so that's the inner and outer, middle bits down. Now we do the outer, which is this little pathway surrounding the other areas. Oh, sorry. This area is just a bit too many enemies to deal with it normally, so I'm popping Protect here so I can deal with them without being endlessly stun locked. Almost enough. almost done with this area. That's the last one. That's Pier Lento 1. And we're immediately into Pier Lento 2. This one's a bit easier to go through, since it's more or less a straight path. I mean, the shanty area makes it seem like a maze, but there's really only two sections, there's before and after the middle area. Even then, the path you take through it is relatively straight. Just gonna make sure you find all the enemies along the way. That's the center area. Ignore that guy on the ground there, because we talked to him when we started cutscene. That's slow. There. Stop rolling out of the way here. Nearly done with this. This should be the last area of enemies to defeat. Now we get to the boss, which is basically just three major normal enemies. With these Darth Maul looking motherfuckers. Here we're gonna pop protection to make sure we don't get hit stunned by the rest of the guys behind them. We don't care about them, we just want to defeat these three enemies as fast as we can. And that's Pier Lento 2. That's another perfect rank. Very nice. Should get me the Giga Blaster. Very, very nice. That's one of the items I said earlier that we wanted. Now we've found Tabula Seeker inside the Walrus Observatory, so we've got to try and trail him. Unfortunately, it's really not the easiest. We've got to try and avoid being seen, and he'll leave mines behind us, but also the path he takes through here is completely and utterly random. He'll decide randomly, you saw him just then, he'll decide to double back around and come back the way he came just randomly on a whim. He'll also slow down, start walking sometimes, and it's just, you basically got to chase him until he decides to finally go to the end. See there, he just turned around. He came where I was. If he spots you, he'll shock you for a bit. And it's supposed to make you lose track of him because it spits out a lot of your money, which is what he's leaving behind to help you track him. So basically, I just gotta keep on top of him, keep close, keep collecting all the money he's dropping. So this is completely random, so you can read a bunch of donations while I follow him.
Alright, so welcome to everyone who just tuned into the Australian Speedruns Marathon. We are currently raising money for Gaming Cancer. It's a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research to make this the last generation to die from cancer. And we at AusSpeedruns would also like to extend its gratitude to MSI for sponsoring ASM2024. MSI Computers stands as a global powerhouse in gaming and content creation, reaching across more than 120 countries. Renowned for their cutting-edge products including laptops, desktops, graphic cards, monitors, motherboards, peripherals, and more, MSI works closely with the gaming community to optimize product design, embodying their commitment as a true gaming brand. And also, for anyone who is interested to donate, we like to remind people of the upcoming incentives for the next few rounds coming up soon. So first we have the Undertale Left or Right Gang Pit War. So any donators can choose whether to go left or right in the final boss of this fight. And at the moment, it's tied. Both left and right gang are tied at $15. And also coming up in like around 2.5 hours, the Dragon's Dogma run. And we have a $500 donation goal to meet to showcase the creation of Shrek and Fiona during the character creation. Back to you, Anel.
That's the end here. Okay, so I didn't know you'd do that as well, that he can still shock you during the final end. When this alarm starts going off is when he finally decides to run to the end, where the level will end. I'm still not entirely sure, I should time to see how long it takes. Still, it just randomly decides to go to the end. Here we find, though, that Tableau Seeker is grabbing a super special sound wave called the Lyre, and he's giving it to Ekdol, the guy that we saw before. Which then reveals that Ekdol himself is the Viper, and he plans to use the Lyre to transmit a sound wave across the entire sector that will kill everyone who isn't a Viper. So we've got to try and stop him. Unfortunately, he's also riled up all the Muton threats severely throughout the galaxy, so we can't actually get help from the IAG anymore. So we decide to part ways with them, and G Squad decides to join us in our endeavour. However, in the shuttle that we took away from them, the Presto, a bunch of Mutons have snuck on board the vessel, so we got to try and clear them out before they scuttle the ship. This level can be a bit annoying. It's split between 3 areas, the upper, middle, and lower floor of the vessel. And the ghost enemies here, they can freely move between the floors at will. We can't. We have to go take the stairs. So I gotta pay close attention to the radar, because sometimes an enemy can just appear or disappear for just no reason. I think that guy that was in front of us just went through the floor. That's all the enemies on this floor. This is actually going really well. One of our teammates just took one out. I actually don't want our team members to kill the enemies in this level, because we need to kill all 35 of the enemies ourselves if we want the perfect bonus for this level. So unfortunately we did not get it. That's just one left. Oh no, that was all of them. That was actually extremely... Oh no, wait, we got it? Oh yeah, the marker tracks out weirdly in this level. It takes a while for them to die. But that was another perfect bonus. We got the ultimate core. Fantastic. Which means we now have the perfect gun. New base of operations aboard this vessel. Equip the ultimate core. We're now going to buy... sell. We're going to buy level 3 weapons. Vulcan 3 and the Volcano 3. That's the last amount of shopping we'll need to do for the rest of the run. The next level is where construction site for an ultimate weapon is being built, which is being assaulted by the Muton. We gotta protect it to avoid the enemy, to avoid it going critical and exploding. Luckily, we've got brand new weapons to take care of it. This is another wave weapon, or a wave level of sorts, but it's actually one that's structured. These metal robot enemies here are the only things that attack the weapons themselves, these towers. And they spawn in fixed waves. They're what we're going to take out to advance the level and take it to the end. The other enemies that are spawning on from the sides and coming to attack us, they're constant waves that just keep spawning in, endless waves. So to progress through this level quickly, we want to focus as much as we can on the robots, and only them, and take them out, trying to avoid paying too much attention to anything else. Actually, we've got our whole team back again, so we've got a lot of cover. We can take out a lot of the enemies for us. Nearly all of them. I think it's just a few more waves. As these spawns tend to get a bit heavy at this rate, but once we get through to them and get to the boss eventually, it become a bit more manageable. Yeah, these are the last few waves before the boss. Yep, that's the boss time now. Well, this is now something I can really only describe as something that looks like it belongs in Shin Megami Tensei. This weird flower thing. Now, sometimes it alternates between staying in the middle and shooting out some lasers, and going out to the edge here where we can't hit it, sends out those exploding pollen things to destroy the generators, but you don't really care. We just want it to come closer so we can keep shooting it. Just being like that means it's returning to the center. Now we can start unloading into it. Not entirely sure, but I'm fairly positive this boss works on damage cap cycles. When we deal enough damage, it will retreat to the outer area. There we go, and that's the boss. Nice and quick. Now we go right into the next level, the Barber Express. Yeah, the mutants have hijacked the train and are using it to deliver a very explosive payload to its destination. So we got to get to the front and stop it before it hits and explodes. And like the other levels where it expects us to fight our way through a gauntlet of enemies against time, we're going to do what we did before and just ignore them. You know, get past all the enemies and just dash to the end. He tries to build walls with these golems, but we can easily just slip by them. Right here, we just sneak behind him there. Oh, that guy got me. And we get to the boss here, this big robot. So we pop protection. Start unloading. Protection gives just enough time to completely kill this boss before it wears off. Now we killed it, we quickly run to the front of the train and pull the brakes. Next mission we've got up is Leaker Gardens, where Ekdal is tired of us stopping his plans, so he's challenged us directly. He's going to try and convince Sho to join him as fellow Reapers, but we don't like that. We don't like that he's killing people, so we're going to fight him.
Sho, you must.
Now this fight is a little bit painful. We want him to not do one attack in particular. All others are really fine, but there's one specifically that we don't want to see. Ah, press the wrong button. And that's what I didn't want to see, but luckily we got the right one. He can split into clones, and those clones are annoying because not only do they deal full damage to you, but you have no real way of telling which one is real until you shoot at him. Oh, he is not playing nice. Another annoying part of this boss is that you can't really hard lock onto him either, because he'll just instantly break the hard lock. But fortunately got through the difficult part. There's a lot less moves he can do out here though, so that's where we pop protection and just start unloading without worry. There we go, that's the Leaker Gardens fight. Decided to run away for the time being. That was a bit scuffed though, the phase 1 was a little bit longer than it should have been. Finally, though, after that fight, we track down Ekdal at where his main base of operations, the Viper Research Center on the planet Crimson, the start of the Vipers. And he's there where he's planning to use the sound wave to unleash the big killing wave. So, after finding out that information, we get the IAG to help us out in the assault on Crimson. So now we've got last long stage in the game where we've got 3 areas. First two are basically just big waves of enemies where we have to kill enough enemies until the gates blocking the access to the next area opens up. And then the third is a mini boss rush with some of the enemies other bosses that we faced in the game before. This is going to take a while, so if you've got anything else to say, I don't really have anything else but just working my way through these waves.
Alright. So, how's it going, AusSpeedruns? Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'd like to remind people of the upcoming incentives for the next few runs. It's coming up very soon. The first one that is coming probably less than an hour perhaps. It'll be Undertale, where we have a bit war of the left gang versus right gang. Anyone who watches speedruns would know what this refers to, but yeah. So it's basically a choice whether you go to left or right during a purposeful phase of the final boss fight. And at the moment, we are tied at $50 each for both the left gang and the right gang. And also, we have the upcoming Dragon's Dogma incentive, where we will create Shrek and Fiona in the character creation at the start of the game. So we have a $500 donation goal and to meet. So chat, if you want to see Shrek and Fiona cameo in the Dragon's Dogma, time to hit that incentive. And we also have a number of prizes to give away for any donators. So anyone who resides in Australia who donates at least $10 will automatically go into the raffle to win one of our Steam game bundles. And we have 5 different bundles available to win. So for more information, you could head out to prizes.ausspeedruns.com. And also a reminder that in addition to donating to the donations, the Twitch revenue that we receive throughout these events from subscriptions or bits will also go to the Game of Cancer donation. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the first big gauntlet area. Now we're on to the second. We're going to swap over to the Vulcan for this area because this is where it's best suited for this because we've got tons of these all-ant enemies. Also got these gunmen though, but it's best overall for this. Actually going to swap near psionics and equip cure just to heal my party members. This will be enough BP for me to regenerate for all the protect uses I need later. These guys are just bullying me. I'm taking a lot of hits. I'm actually gonna risk another cure. Should be plenty of BP though. Almost enough. Alright, that's the barrier, so we're going on to the main boss rush, so re-equip the volcano and swap back to protection. And we take these guys out. Yeah. Almost got it in one go. So that's that boss done. Now we move on to the second mini boss. Use protection one more time. Takes a little bit more to finish off after the protect. He's gone too, which means we can speed along to the final areas of the game. I think that took a normal amount of time. Now we've got the Viper Research Lab. It's split into two areas, the lore area and the combat area. Because first of all, you're meant to explore around and find out what happened at this research lab, find a bunch of lore, background of show. But we don't care for that. Yankun finds a computer and tries to work with it. We gotta go turn the power back on, which is right around the corner. Get Yankun back. He gets us a key, which we then use to go and open this door over here, which will bring us down to the bottom area where the muton spawning chambers are. So we've got to clear this all out. The mutons will keep spawning endlessly while these chambers are out, so we want to get rid of them as fast as we possibly can. Now that these guys, the chamber's gone, we'll take out these guys. Fortunately, the volcano isn't doesn't have enough range to cross the gap, so we're going to switch to the Vulcan. Going to pop protection here so we don't get hit stun, and then we just unload to take out this one here. That finally breaks that one, which drops down this pillar, where we will re-equip the Volcano. And pop another protection to take down this crowd. Now all the generators are out, we'll just clear out the rest of the enemies, and then we can proceed forward to the basement. And here we have another showdown with Ekdal. It's basically the same as it was before, except it's all one phase. It's all the first phase, which is the annoying one. Just clear out some of these screens so we've got a little bit more room to focus. I'm going to use protection to basically just shoot at Ekdal with impunity, so he... Oh! Using that splitting move again. There we go, got him. So that move, that splitting move, until you find out which the right clones is the correct one, you're basically down on hit on you're basically down on the weapon uptime because you're not hitting the right one, you're not dealing damage. That's unfortunately all of our protects that we've got. Oh, got the right one. Basically, we just want to keep firing and not stop. We're fine if we actually die, because we've got two Medi-Elixirs, which will fully restore our health and our BP if we happen to die. Ah, damn it. Stay still. So this is taking a bit longer than I would have liked. Split again. This is why I hate the splitting move, because unless you get lucky, you don't know which one's which. Did it again. Yeah, this is poor basement fight. Never really have to use a Medi-Elixir there, so that did not go well. So we finally defeat Ekdal. It's not over yet. In last-ditch attempt to defeat us, he takes the lyre and basically fuses with its power to transform into a gigantic monster. And this here is the final boss. Actually, nah, doesn't matter. I still got one more medics here. Ah, dang it. This is one really bit of an annoying boss because it's one of the few bosses in the game that it's immune to protect. Its attacks can pierce through it and instantly end its effect, so it's no bother trying to use them. Instead, best thing to do is try to avoid all of its attacks. It's got specific telegraphs for each one that it's doing. So if I'm good enough, I can focus. It's actually... Ah, jumped too early. It's actually really good. He's using really good attacks. He's not moving around a lot. This is actually a really good Crimson Sea fight. As far as I know, that attack there is unblockable. You can't dash in time to avoid the other four laser blasts. And that's the boss. It's not time yet. Time is when I hit the final continue after the stat screen. And got a perfect. Nice. And time. And that is Crimson Sea. So I know the run wasn't valid, but what's my time?
It's 1:47.
That would have been a world record. Would have been.
Alright, chat,
Oh,
let's pretend it's a world record.
Oh my god, it's exactly the same thing that happened at fucking DreamHack. It's a record, but it's completely invalid. At least in this time, I actually know what's causing the issue, so I can fix it and go actually get the damn record next time I play this game. It's frustrating, but really good that I've managed to push the time down that far. Like, that's actually at least 3 minutes better than I think the time that I did at DreamHack. That's actually really good if it was valid. Oh, I'm happy yet frustrated at the same time. Anyway, thank you very much for letting me showcase this game off at full ASM event. I'm very happy to showcase this. I've done quite a lot of work into it to get it down this far. And to get this good at the time of it. Thank you very much.
Congrats on L for that quote-unquote world record. Look forward to the actual world record on our next AusSpeedruns show. And for those who just tuned in, good morning, AusSpeedruns, or perhaps it could be good evening or good night in other parts of the world. So coming up soon is the Phonics Racing Adventure. We'll do the speedrun on the Out of Bounds category by Input Evolution. I think I pronounced that name wrongly. My bad. And coming up soon after the Phonics Racing Adventure will be the Undertale speedrun by Gamer Olive. And that will be it for my hosting shift for this morning. Thank you everyone, and good morning, and enjoy the Australian Speedruns Marathon.
my tiny head. A platform stares at me. Droids above, but I can move. It's so surreal to see. And just like that, they start to move. I shout, but bubbles fire. It's clear to me, they want me gone, so I'll match their desire. I'm a cursed boy, bubble dragon, crush and destroy by popping there, and I will eat all prudence Alex dead. Crush those
Okay, it seems like we are just about good to go. Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Chokochi. I'll be your host for the next little leg. And we have upcoming Phonics Racing Adventure by Input Evolution. So good luck.